Talk Business Arkansas is brought to you by the Arkansas Farm Bureau, the Arkansas State Chamber of Commerce and Associated Industries of Arkansas, the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas, Noble Strategies, the Arkansas Healthcare Association, and Delta Trust and Bank.
I'm Roby Brock. Welcome to this Talk Business Arkansas update, a recap of the biggest business and political news of the day. Plus, we interview newsmakers. Here's what are our top business headlines. Little Rock-based telecom provider Windstream Corporation says it's experiencing a major outage of service that's disrupted its long-distance and toll-free customers. The outage began on Monday, and the company says it's working to resolve the situation. As of 7 p.m. Tuesday evening, some service was repaired in Pennsylvania and South Florida, two areas hit hard by the outage. With improving revenue, trucking and transportation giant Arkansas Best posted a narrower first quarter loss compared to a year ago. Arkansas Best reported a net loss of $13.4 million in the current quarter versus an $18.2 million setback 1 year ago. Revenues grew to $520.69 million in the first quarter compared to $440.87 million in last year's first quarter. The Fort Smith-based trucking firm used its earnings report to highlight its continuing contract negotiations with its labor union, which has been a source of contentious talks for months. After this word from our sponsors, we'll take a look at our top political headlines of the day, and later I'll sit down with Bill Fontes. He's the general manager of the Rock Marriott, formerly the Peabody Hotel. What changes can we expect? We'll find out right after this.
I don't think it's going to be an easy conversation because they are very strong-willed. I think it's going to be important to us that we know that you're somewhere in a facility that looks after you, has compassion, has care, and you respect it. I mean, I'd love to look after them, I'd love to be able to take care of them, but I don't think I could. That'd be a wrong choice on my part.
Arkansas's skilled nursing and assisted living centers provide quality care for our seniors.
Farm Bureau helps protect its members in more ways than you might think. They've always been the voice of agriculture in Arkansas, working on behalf of folks like me when nobody else would. And Farm Bureau stands for the values that Arkansas families care about. They've protected my right to farm and make a living, which helps everybody who likes food on the table. You know what they say, Arkansas counts on agriculture, and agriculture counts on Farm Bureau.
The Arkansas State Chamber of Commerce and Associated Industries of Arkansas. The State Chamber AIA is the leading voice for business at the state capitol and serves as the primary business advocate on all issues affecting Arkansas employers. Our mission is to promote a pro-business, free enterprise agenda and prevent anti-business legislation, regulations, and rules. Now more than ever, business matters. Learn more at arkansasstatechamber.com.
Here's what's making the rounds in today's top political headlines. Democratic State Representative Marshall Wright and Democratic State Senator Bruce Malek both told Talk Business blogger Michael Cook that they were no longer looking at running in the 1st and 4th congressional districts, respectively. The two state legislators were considered eyeing congressional challenges in 2014. That is leading to speculation that Mid-South Community College President Glenn Fenter of West Memphis is taking a look at possibly running in the 1st as a Democrat, and Democratic State Representative Jeff Wardlaw may consider a 4th District run. Well, current 4th District Congressman Tom Cotton continues to make headlines in Washington as a freshman congressman. This week, attention has centered on his defense of the Bush administration's foreign policy, particularly the war on terror, which Cotton contends is not as strong under President Obama. The defense was highlighted in an article today from Politico. Find out more of what Cotton said and how it played with his critics at TalkBusinessArkansas.com. Of course, you can keep up with all of the latest business and political headlines each and every day on our website at TalkBusinessArkansas.com. After this word from our sponsors, I'll sit down with Bill Fontes. He's the general manager of the Rock Marriott, formerly the Peabody Hotel. What changes can we expect? We'll find out right after this word from our sponsors.
Noble Strategies is a bipartisan state and federal government affairs firm with a successful track record of providing effective advocacy for business, government, and nonprofit entities. Noble Strategies provides service in areas such as lobbying, public affairs, trade association management, and marketing campaigns. Learn more at noblestrat.com.
I was looking for a bank that could best protect my finances.
It shared my passion for my business's potential.
A bank that offered investment expertise,
lending support, insurance guidance.
A bank that delivered full financial support.
That's how I found True Balance.
True Balance.
From my bank.
From my bank.
Delta Trust and Bank, the expertise to meet all your financial needs.
One of the real advantages of electric cooperatives membership is having a voice in our state's energy future.
Not a week goes by without important energy issues making headlines. These are issues that need to be discussed. And you should know that as policies are being developed, the cooperatives are looking out for our members, advocating what's best for you.
We are your friends and neighbors.
We are your local electric company.
The electric cooperatives.
We are Arkansas.
Joining me now is Bill Fontes. He's the general manager of the Little Rock Marriott, which is formerly the Peabody Hotel, but now you're the Marriott Hotel. And congratulations and welcome to Little Rock.
Well, I've got to stop you. We're still the Peabody till midnight, but for all intents and purposes, we are the Marriott, sure.
Tell me where you came from before you came here.
Most recently from St. Louis, Missouri, where I was the general manager of the Renaissance Hotel there, so part of the Marriott chain.
So you get to see Little Rock through new eyes, and so we live in this city in this central Arkansas day in and day out. What are your impressions, your first impressions of Little Rock?
Well, I'll be honest with you, I did not realize what the natural state really meant, as how beautiful it was. And being an outdoors person, this is just an absolute beautiful area. Little Rock itself appears to be thriving and very, very hospitable. So my first 2 months, have been, besides very busy at work, just meeting a lot of great people.
And you guys, you were telling me right before we started rolling, you guys are already sold out, which is, great from a GM's perspective.
We are not complaining about the levels of business here right now. We have the American Culinary Federation in, and then we have AME Church coming in this weekend. So we are very full and looks like we're going to continue to do so.
Tell me a little bit about the challenges that you face in terms of doing a transition. Obviously, the Peabody is a regional brand. Marriott is a national, international brand. You've got staff that you've inherited. And just what are some of the management challenges that you've had to deal with?
Well, the first challenge is the obvious. We're still open. Unlike a new build hotel or a hotel that was closed down and then renovated, I mentioned to you earlier, we opened with the Little Rock Marathon. So on day one, we were sold out. Which is a great thing. But trying to operate a hotel without impacting the guests while they're here, and understanding that the elevators are full of new televisions and bedding, and as they go up and down, they'll see a lot of activity. That's one piece, but then also converting all of the systems from a Peabody brand to a national chain, which I don't know a ton about, all of the back office support systems, but that in itself will tonight. The reservation system shuts down for Peabody and the Marriott, so we will be live at 12:01 tonight, feeding reservations basically worldwide.
What have you inherited in terms of your staff?
I mentioned this the other day. The Peabody, they absolutely have some of the finest, some of the best trained staff. These guys are pros. I say these guys, our associates are pros at what they do, and they have received some incredible training. Some of our corporate staff is here right now, and they're taking lessons away from the staff. Pretty amazing.
Tell me what you will be doing differently. What's the Marriott going to bring to Little Rock, Arkansas that has been missing?
National recognition, international recognition, the ability for groups to go online and service several groups at once. Say a large corporation on the East Coast can book 4 or 5 hotels all at once and put their regional meetings. But a lot of attention on Little Rock in Arkansas in the national spotlight.
Tell me what some of the changes that we might see within the hotel itself, the dining facilities, the look, the feel, what's going to be different when people go there?
Well, for guests staying in the hotel, the first thing they're going to see is one of the comments that was prevalent before, no coffee makers in the rooms. It was a tradition with the previous management, but there's coffee makers. So when you wake up in the morning, right away. Small thing, but it's a big thing for coffee drinkers.
My wife's a big coffee drinker. Trust me, I understand.
Sure. The day of the tube televisions are gone. There's 42-inch flat screens with a high-def signal. Very important for business travelers to just kick back. Increased bandwidth, which is another, seems like a small thing and it's taken for granted, but if it's not up to speed, people can't work in their rooms. Restaurants, we are changing the name from Capriccio, which is trademarked to the Peabody. We are changing it to Pancetta Regional Kitchen and Wine Bar. And it'll have an Italian flair. It will be heavily featured on regional wines and U.S. wines. But that is in the works. So out of the gates, Pancetta will be very similar in feel to Capriccio.
Last question for you. Give me kind of a time frame for how long this makeover, this changeover kind of occurs.
Okay. Well, I don't know if you noticed, but the north side of the building, the Marriott sign is up. Mm-hmm. As I was leaving to come over here, the porte-cochere Marriott signs are just about in place. So that's a big step, the signage. What happens next, the exterior of the building will be redone, all the brick facing, the tuck pointing, and a lot of the work on the roof areas. So that's first. And then we get into the public space, which is a lot of fun. New lobby, new front desk, all new carpet, wall vinyl, ballrooms. All in all, it's about $16.5 million project. So pretty exciting.
And I know I said that was the last question, but I have one more question because everybody wants to know, are you going to serve duck on any of the menus?
We absolutely are not, and we're still honored by contract to treat the ducks well, and we will continue to do so. Their last march is at 5 o'clock today.
All right, Bill Fontes, General Manager of the Little Rock Marriott, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, sir.
I'm Roby Brock. We'll be back next time. Thanks for watching.
Talk Business Arkansas is brought to you by the Arkansas Farm Bureau, the Arkansas State Chamber of Commerce and Associated Industries of Arkansas, the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas, Noble Strategies, the Arkansas Healthcare Association, and Delta Trust and Bank.